That'll be Jacob deGrom on the mound. We talked about him in the open, what he has done throughout the course of his career. There's what he's done in 2 starts this spring, 2 official starts anyway. He's gotten some work in on the backfields from time to time. He's worked with a little bit slower velocity this season. There's his arsenal from last season: 46% fastball, 45% slider, a little bit of use of the changeup and the curveball.
All right, first pitch swinging, and India launches one out to left field, but Langford, plenty of room out there to make the play. One away. Ambush of all ambushes right there by Jonathan India. And now deGrom with that hard slider.
On the mound, it's the last day of spring training, so why not go ahead and figure it? You're going to get fined if you see more than 2 pitches into that bat.
Well, Witt pops this one up into short right field. Garcia with a long way to get to it, but he does. Yeah, I never know whether to call it a spring training or an exhibition game, but I've narrowed it down to those 2. I feel like exhibitions for a different sport, right? Of a handful of teams from Florida. deGrom fires that one just. And deGrom gets him to roll over foul on that one. And I know guys do their best to. That'll bump up a notch or 2 come Sunday. And Massey stayed. 2-2.
Player standpoint, there's a difference between getting called up late in the season and starting early on. I'd been a September call-up once. I had gotten traded over here and joined the big league team in August. You know, the call-ups were minimized. There's something different about being part of the opening day group.
Another foul ball here by Mitchell. The payoff, and that one's lined over first. That's a base hit. That's a pretty good at bat by Massey. He pedals for second. He'll get there with a 2-out double. Pinch runner, let him go get his bats and stuff and just get ready. He's in a hole 0-2. And Perez lines it to center. That drops in, base hit. They'll send Massey. The throw from Taveras is cut off near the mound. And so Perez gets Kansas City on the board first this afternoon.
Season, and you don't want to give these hitters too much of a clue on what you're going to do to them back pocket. So he can beat guys with his fastball plenty during the regular season.
2-strike pitch, and that one is on the corner. Strike 3 called. So deGrom gets his first strikeout. Hunter Renfroe will lead things off here. Whoops. Got an open mic. That wasn't us. I don't think it was. So now the first pitch, and there's a swing and a miss by a team that won 86 games last year. And they look pretty well positioned to the postseason again. Leading the Royals. Really close. deGrom just missed.
Discipline from Renfroe.
Chop this one up the middle. Semien crosses over to the shortstop side to make the play. One gone. Where Kansas City sits right now.
I feel like they've done some good things. I feel like mid-market free agent tier, but they made moves like going out and getting back. They identify him as the face of the franchise, and when you go out and you're nearly Al Schwarber leading off, and he's more of a power guy, non-traditional leadoff man, and you see that more these days. Throw you away, but I don't think Kansas City is going to make those types of moves. What about you?
Yeah, I'm with him. Season, and in terms of dollars spent, number of guys brought in. The swing and a miss there by Melendez, and deGrom.
Big fastball from deGrom. When you get that good 4-seam action on it, you're going to get chase it. The 4-seamer up out of the zone.
Since 2015. Bouncer right side. Boy, Berger was way off the line, but it was a good job of covering up the baseball and completing the 1-2-3 inning. MLB.TV. It's Rangers Sports Network. Go to rangers.com/tune-in to learn everything you'd ever want to know about where you can watch the Rangers. Fly ball gets us started here in the third inning. Significant head of hair. And moves wildly at that slider. Got India at 2 strikes. Will he put him away right here? He's going to come after him. And India lifts it down the first baseline, a little frustrated with himself. Berger takes control and he makes the catch, 2 away up the middle. Last year's MVP runner-up in the American League. Takes a strike.
Player, but did you expect him to be this good, especially this quick?
Not this quickly, no, no way. The elite, but he has ascended in very quickly.
Very early season MVP pick, and I said Bobby Witt, but Gunnar Henderson was having the better year, and I was like kind of second guessing myself, but he ended up being the guy, just edged by Aaron Judge.
Would come visit the booth or something?
Maybe
this summer. That'd be
good idea.
But yeah, it's been a great success. Just everybody who's jumped on board and helped out. Ground ball up the middle, and that one sneaks through. Massey's had some really nice at bats today. He had that big double in the first, and that's another.
First onto the scene and established himself as runs off of Jacob deGrom. Well, that player was Mitch Garver, and when the Rangers got deGrom as well, and I'm like, hey, you remember the game? Give each other a hard time throughout the course of the season, but we would. I mean, there's got to be a handful of guys that have had a 2-homer game against deGrom.
Perez deep to center, and that's gone. Salvador Perez with that 2-run homer has driven in all 3 Kansas City runs. Came on a 3-1 pitch.
Well, you mentioned it. 3-1 count. It's actually a slider, but it catches the middle of the plate, 107 feet, regardless of what it is. There's no ballpark that can really hold.
Now Kevin Biggio. And he pops this one up out near shortstop, and handled by Smith. 1 away.
Royals just didn't show much fight the entire time. And when you got your 2 best hitters in your line,
they were fading hard in the second half. Currently not in the lineup and trying to get back healthy. Again, called or diagnosed a grade 1 hamstring strain.
Base, he walks a ton. He's got some pop.
A high fly ball, short left center, and Langford, the man who gets there for the second out of the inning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Speaking of giving your teammates a hard time.
Happens.
Moss had a good major league career. Caught a 3rd out, and it was taken. He got to the infield before he raised his head up.
You can't fake it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably the most notable one was the. And he had enough of a mind about him that he went and got another baseball and gave it back to the kid. Long season.
deGrom's payoff. And it's popped up. Foul territory. Might be room. Berger giving it a look. Oh. Dude, you had a play. Melendez takes one inside. And is that ball 4? Yeah, I think it is. So longer inning here for deGrom. He's coming back off his 2nd Tommy John surgery, and the velocity this spring has been upper 90s mile/hour years. 2-1 here to Garcia. Yeah, that's in there for a strike.
Yeah, he was quoted as saying that sometimes when he gets up into the upper 90s or touches 100, that he can leak a little bit with his front side, and that the fastball can run off the outside corner. I don't know if that's the biggest deal to me when you're touching 100, but I think it is natural that with less of an effort level, it's natural for you to be able to command and control that pitch better.
He gets a ground ball on that 70th pitch